All right, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters, and also your agent of stop motion animated awesomeness and wonderfully diabolical dinosaurs. Yeah, we'll go with that. Today is Thursday, which is our live action series review, and we are going to be discussing the last episode of season 2 of Land of the Lost and go into season 3, episodes 1 and 2, which is well, as you'll see, it's a bit jarring, and understandably so, which is weird. I understand the reasons um, why he quit, and I don't blame him, pardon me, but you know, it's just kind of sad. Be that as it may, before we get too much further in there, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of these first 2 episodes of season 3 and the last episode of season 2. Like I've always said, I just do believe that it was all those episodes of season 2 happened between episodes 1 and 17 of season 1. But some people don't. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any sense. Third season doesn't make any sense at all. But is it? I hope it's not as bad as I remember. It's weird. So, having said all that, let's roll.
Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition met the greatest earthquake ever known.
You can sing along. You know you want to.
High on the rapids, it struck their tiny raft and plunged them down 1,000 feet below to the land of the lost.
Grumpy.
To the land of the lost. To the land of the lost.
So actually, I don't know why I stopped that and had to restart it, because I wanted to show this first bit here. This is episode 13, which aired. I just like this. Spike and Grumpy are having a battle, and yet not really injuring each other. And we've seen Alice eating other dinosaurs, or parts of them. Grumpy must be old. That's all I can think of. But this is our most stop motion. It's brand new for the episode. And then we get the pterosaurs, and now we're done here. So after that exciting bit of stop motion animation, we cut in here. So this was episode 13 or 30 in the series. It was written by Donald F. Glute, personal friend of mine. Well, I've met him once. It aired November 29th, 1975. So, we saw they probably repeated both season 1 and season 2 after this. So I would think on Saturday mornings, because it was huge. It really was. The Slee Stack are approaching one of the pylons, and then you get in and mess with it to keep the Land of the Lost in eternal night. Now, Rick still must not have a digital watch because it's still working. And Holly's like, and they realize that they've slept 8 hours. It should be daytime, and it's not. Holly drops a red and a yellow crystal together and calls it slimy Slee Stacks instead of fat rats. Rick takes Holly and leaves Will there to guard the cave. The Slee Stacks show up and try to grab Holly, And then they have to go. I just like the shot of the lost city with the two Sleestak there. Enoch is approaching the Council of Skulls. Skip, right? Okay. Wanting to know why they're keeping it, plunging the land of the lost into eternal night, and they think it's because they can hunt their moths to feed their young and take over again. See, but the moths don't like it either. They're not used to it. It's messed up the order of business, how things are supposed to go, which Enoch tries to tell him, and he gets thrown out. So he goes over to talk to Rick. I just like they're sitting down there. Enoch really needs a cup of coffee of his own. The Sleestak are now the leader can speak, and he calls him the dwarf because he's obviously shorter. Now I'm not sure Walker Edmonston was in this outfit. I think it sounds like he had ADR, or he just did additional dialogue recording for those of us in the biz. But maybe it was him, maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember him being short, but I know Wesley Ure is not a tall man, a wonderful man, but just not tall. There they are again. So they go. He takes Rick because they've helped him, and he has safe passage because he helped the Sleestak the last time. And he tries to reason with him. Off they go, but he realizes what's going to happen. And then, long story short, he sets things to right, and we'll see the end of the episode here. There we go, and we'll just start right about here. Let's see. How's that?
It is the dwarf! It is the dwarf! Hurry, Rick Marshall! Capture the dwarf! Capture the dwarf! Hurry, Rick Marshall! Throw the net over him! Capture the dwarf!
I think we saw what he did. They don't need to narrate. And you can tell that there's not, the writer is not David Gerald. Uh oh. Dun dun dun.
Hang on, Enoch!
Uh oh, the sun comes out in a hurry. Sun rises in a hurry in the land of the lost. There it is. It got cold, which is why the moths were dying, because they need the heat, the ambient heat of the day.
Isn't that the most beautiful sight you've ever seen?
Enoch, are you all right? Yes. Thank you, Rick Marshall.
Oh, Dad, it's good to see you.
Same here.
Is it over? Is it really over?
Yes, well, it's over.
Well, how do we know they won't try it again now that they know how?
They're going to have a hard time getting the pylons without these.
Ha ha ha. And that's it. Okay, season 3, pardon me, episode 31 overall, and season 1, or episode 1, was first aired September 11th, 1976. None of us knew what was going to happen because there was no internet and no way to spoil it. Now, maybe somewhere someone had reported that Spencer Mulligan had left the show due to rights, money that for the cast that they were making off their likenesses. He, in Kathy Coleman's book, she reported that he told them later on he should never have left. But what do you do? I mean, they were making millions of dollars off these three, and they could have gotten some more money. So earthquake, we don't know if Rick caused it. That's a body double, stuntman or somebody in a wig. Falls through there and off he goes. There's an earthquake. This is reused from the earlier episode, maybe. I don't even remember which one it was now from last season. It's a good shot. Holly cries because they think they've lost their dad. They find Chaka, who's also the only Pakuni and is now speaking, in Hulk speak, as we'll hear momentarily, because Lulu shows up. And we're going to see at Lulu's introduction because a two-headed Elasmosaurus, I'm going to be loving that.
Chaka, not alone. Right.
Now look, The first thing that we gotta do.
There she is.
I don't know. Some kind of water monster. Has to be down there all the time. To the earthquake hit.
What else could that earthquake have stirred up?
I think it spotted us.
Come on.
Nice shot there.
Chaka, no light monster. Me either.
Well, at least we know 3 heads are better than 2. So far.
Very funny. When you're not too busy making jokes, can you help figure out what we should do?
I already figured, little sister. We go back to home base and check and see what condition our supplies and equipment are in.
Chaka, hungry! Don't worry, Chaka, we got plenty of food at home. Come on.
All right, let's go.
Or do ya? So they go they go back, and High Bluff is destroyed, buried under rock. Which I don't know why they did that. Why would you want to build another set when you had a perfectly good, serviceable one? But they put these kids through a lot in one season, in one episode, and so they off they go. They got to find a new place. They decide on the ancient temple one we saw a couple episodes ago. Pack up all their stuff. Chaka's still hungry and speaks his understanding of English has improved. His vocabulary has improved. He knows the word monster. He never says another word in Pakuni again, as far as I can tell in the rest of the season. He said he saw something fall out of the sky, but he falls down there. This is where they name Lulu, one for each head. Now look, Kathy is almost as tall as Will is now, and she probably was 14 years old, and Will was not a teenager. Wesley was not a teenager. Pardon me. Will's the character. Again, wonderful people. He pointed it out in a video on YouTube, so I'm not saying anything out of turn. They find it's Uncle Jack, and they're like, oh, it's Uncle Jack. And now they're all, okay, your dad's, he went looking for him, and they'd say he's been looking for him for 6 months, his time. Now, we don't know if it's their time, but 6 months his time. I'm sure that time in the land of the lost and the earth are two very different things. They really needed a TARDIS. So Jack offers to shake Chaka's hand, and Kathy tells him, pardon me, Holly says that's what you do. But he already learned to shake hands like back in the first season. So I don't know if the writers watched or read anything. David Gerald had a Bible. It's in the wonderful book. But so they're going to go look at there. There's Alice, and that's pretty much all we see of her. Well, they have a discussion, and he tries to be clever, but it fails. And I like Alice, so he pushes it in, it falls in. There's their got lots of room. They have a door. Of course, the Sleestack are afraid of living underground due to the earth tremors, which happen all episode. They want the temple. They're like, take off, you hosers. So, right there, okay. And that is the end of the episode. They fight them off. They use a pulley system or rollers, and we'll see the end of it here.
Holly needs Uncle Jack! Holly needs Uncle Jack!
They heard you the first time, Chaka. Dang it, I forgot. Full screen. Full screen now. It's a very repetitive episode with them running in and out, fires, scaring the Sleestack.
Hurry, Will! Hurry!
How do they know when it'll be day again?
Uncle Jack, I'm awfully glad you're here. Chaka, too.
Home, sweet home.
Their whole world has been turned upside down. All right, our second episode and final one of today is Survival Kit. This was aired on September 18th, 1976, and one of the main problems shows up here, although we did not know it at the time. Uh, we meet Malik, who is a Cro-Magnon barbarian, and he's gigantic because he's played by Richard Keel, who's known for his role in Jaws. 7 feet, 1.5 inches tall. He was huge. I really enjoy his acting style. He looks like he's having a ball here. But, you know, they just added, I mean, they'd already had the Zarn, and now they've added a barbarian who just shows up, and like everyone knows him. The Sleestack are bringing him tribute, and he doesn't like it because it's all their food and blah. So they go to the skulls, and the skulls say, you know, oh, he also has the power to flood their cavern, their egg chambers with by diverting the water from the swamp, which would also cause the swamp to dry up, which would be bad, really bad. Enoch figures all this out. In the meantime, Holly's sick, and Jack is trying to give her that, but he needs the medicine kit, which has apparently been lost for since the marshals got to the land of the lost 6 months ago. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? But they were never able to get it, and now they're worried about Lulu. Okay, and we're going to see how this is accomplished, which is the nifty bit of animation, stop motion animation that is. So let's watch. How's pterosaurs and me?
Our raft was well just about here. We lost our gear over the bank.
How deep is it?
12, 15 feet. Here's
There
Lulu.
she is. There's my Lulu.
All right, you know what to do.
Hey, Titanic Productions. You should make a Lulu monster. I'd buy that in a minute.
Hungry Lulu, we're pushing bamboo shoots today.
Lulu's not very bright. I mean, most two-headed animals that are born end up killing each other because they can't agree to do the same thing. Their brain isn't in the body. It's two brains. Found it right away.
Will, I found the gear. Will, look out!
That's a nifty bit of animation. I wonder how big the Lulu model was.
We're in, Will.
So Enoch leads the Sleestack over to the Marshal's abode in the temple and raids it for their stuff, which, he's doing it so that, the swamp won't dry out and the dinosaurs won't run amok and it won't flood, etc. Now that Holly's still sick, but Chaka blows his horn a plenty, and everyone arrives and they have a discussion. He's like, "You have to." Enoch is one of those, like Dumbledore, where he didn't explain everything. He just says it's for the good. Trust me. I don't think that's needed in here, but So they bring the tribute to Malik, who has a toothache. So the marshals, well, Jack and Will and Chaka, who's an honorary marshal at this point in time, go to visit old Malik and leave Enoch watching Holly. There we see a little bit of Grumpy. This is it. I mean, other than when you've got a new monster model, you're going to use it, and Lulu's a doozy. And somehow the a Cro-Magnon barbarian because they call him a Cro-Magnon, has an iron sword or a steel sword. But he does ask the marshals what era they're from, but he's really happy to see humans. The Sleestack are almost drowning because he's he's flooding their egg chambers. He also demands a slave, and they're going to give him to, they're going to give Enoch to him, but he says the marshals are over there already. Go stop them from leaving. Rick gives old Malik a pain pill of some kind to make his toothache go away instead of pulling it, because if he's got a cavity, he's got a cavity, but it works. And then he says, well, I'm still not letting you go. Do another miracle. They give him a flashlight. The batteries last just long enough. The Sleestacks show up. And are we about at the end here? Oh, look, there's Alice. No sign of Junior, though. So let's watch the end, and then we'll wrap things up.
no God. He fears us. We take back our tribute. You're back.
Smart thinking there, Jack. Dawn rises. Hi, Dawn. Lulu. No, that's not Lulu. Alice, where's Junior? She probably kicked him out because he got too big to feed. I wonder if they realized that Jack fixed it so they couldn't flood their caves anymore. What the heck do they need a fur for?
The antibiotics did their work. Temperature's normal. Appetite ravenous.
What do you mean? You eat just as much as I do.
Me? Speaking of eating, what'd you get into, Chuck?
Chocolate soap.
He'll go
Where'd you
blind.
get that?
I bet he's.
Survival kit.
Nobody told Chaka how to say fudge,
You're
did
not
he?
supposed to eat it. You bathe with it. Good. Chaka no like soap for survival.
Yes, that will be our movie tomorrow. I enjoyed it quite a bit. That is little Billy Mooney, a year before Lost in Space was on, probably, and Bridget Bardot. So, season 2, season 3. It is, well, it's all over the place. I mean, those aren't bad. I mean, but they don't have a lot. I mean, obviously, even in season 2, we got a lot less dinosaur action, even though they had a lot of footage they could mix and match if they needed to. And you wouldn't have known back then because it would have been, 30 episodes. Wouldn't have seen them all at once like we can watch now. But it is really all over the place, and at least for these first 2 episodes, even. And reading some of the synopses for the rest of it, still we'll get through it. And it's not the worst show. It's got dinosaurs and Lulu and pteranodons and Lulu. We aren't doing a 7-song Friday tomorrow, but we will be talking about a movie filled with music. And having said all that, my fellow agents, until our next assignment, incidentally, if you're wondering before I sign off and phase out, we are going to show the credit sequence, the ending credit sequence for season 3 here. So now, having said that, this is X7, and until our next assignment, signing off and phasing out.